Yes, hi everyone, good day, Molweni. Yeah, yes. Firstly, my full name is Mandilakhe Pato. So the precious comes from, when you are good and when we are having that something good, the name refers to that. So I'm like, God is like, have that thing for me. He is so good to me. So that's why I'm giving that name. Because I'm gonna do great things. That's what God wants from me. So yeah, firstly, yeah. And secondly, the show is called Motivational Talk and Inspiration with Mandilakhe Pato, the author. Yeah, as you can see, that's my book there. And this is our first episode on this show. Yeah, if you're watching, if you're first time watching me, I'm the first author and the newcomer. So my first episode is gonna be inspiring. It's gonna be marketing myself, marketing the book, or should I say like that? So yeah, yeah, and the book, as you can see, it's a book written in Xhosa. It's a book written in my home language. Yeah, and our culture, we don't be proud of ourselves. We encourage communication language, English. No, I think we must also embrace our language. We must also embrace everything that we do. As a black person should be. So yeah, my marketing is all about that. I'm gonna market the book. So basically, the book, the Kolele Pita, it's Forgive Me Peter in English, and it's where the basically that headline, that title of the book comes from a woman, a mother who is treating badly. Should I say maybe the abuse also fits there. So when you're treating badly your daughter or your son, it's also being mistreated. So she's mistreating him. Yeah. And on the story, it's Bongiwe. She has two daughters, the mother, no time. She has two daughters. Their names Bongiwe and Tembela. So, how should I say? They are not, the other one is good. She basically lives in the United States, in America. So basically the story is also there. So it's also directed there. And also they are living here in Cape Town. They are born on the Eastern Cape. So the Peter is the father, and yeah, and the mother is not welcoming. She's not sitting. Ever since she was born, Bongiwe. So that comes from there. That title of the book. She tells that her husband that forgave me, Peter. So I want to do this again. So I don't know what came to me. So yeah. So me, I'm currently here in Cape Town, Khayelitsha side. Khayelitsha is mostly badly affected. Even now, you see the crime is rising. It's rising like it's not so good. You get robbed, you get killed, you get all those kind of bad things in Khayelitsha, and yeah, and I grew up in that township. You will be shocked, and even in the township in the Eastern Cape, I live in there. I was born there. So, but basically there, it's much better than here. So, the crime rate is not that higher where I come from, my hometown. So, yeah, I was born there in Stadarem, in Mlu. If you know there, if you know King William's town, you will know what I'm talking about. So basically, yeah, I mean there in that township, it's not really known the Stadarem. So I'm uplifting that my township name. I'm making my name not just for my family, but for everyone out there in the Stadarem, Lungisi. Yeah, guys, yeah. Push up. You know, Eastern Cape, it's where the home of legends. They were not mistaken by that verse, or should I say that title, home of legends. We all come from there. Whether you're in Johannesburg, we all come from there. Because Eastern Cape, you are born with skill. So that's who I am. Me, I have a skill that is like that. So yeah, and my first primary school I studied in Ntwasahlobo Primary School. There, here in Khayelitsha, Cape Town, yeah, and in Side B, yeah, also in Side B. So yeah, I studied there from grade 1 to up to grade 7. So yeah, it was good. And then the book that also came there. I was doing some grade 6 there. So that's where I come out with this book. I was inspired youth. I was inspired kid when I was growing up, and I was a quiet guy. I was a quiet young man. You will be loved. You will love what I'm doing. I'm a quiet guy. Even now I'm good, but I just use the mind. I'm smart. You should also say that I'm smart. So yeah, then the time goes by, I do this, and then yeah, the book, I've done it. But when I came to high school level, I just left it there on hold because I was so busy in high school level. Where I came from, yeah, I was so busy. The first high school I studied was Masile Secondary School. There also in Side B, but now it's Khayelitsha. They're inside Khayelitsha. So Masile was so great when I started, but months goes by, even that year it was the gangster year. In 2009 it was not so good. You know, the gangster, it has that rhythm, bad evil. You know, the youth you know, when I was coming from school, I was not good. I was treated badly. You know, when I was taking my lunch, you know, we have those feeding scheme. When you were not eating well, your feeding scheme food. Some guy would take your food. It's like when you are in prison. That was not so great. So yeah, those were the things I get held up to. I got made up to. So it's a bad experience. So, but I continued my grade 8. So it was not an easy road. So I continued and I passed with a great code. My home language, I passed it well. It was not an easy road, as I said. So yeah, and I accomplished there. And then I told myself, no, I want to get out of this school because it has a lot of gangsters. It has a lot of totis, criminals. You see, lot of big criminals. But you will be shocked. And I made some friends there who are a lot dangerous. So in order to protect myself, but my bigger brother cooperated with them. So yeah, it was not a easy road when I was starting school. So I got up to, and then I went to the Windermere High School there by Factory. Yeah, it's closer by Maitland. So yeah, and then I got to that school. Yeah, it was a colored school, in fact. So yeah, then you usually, if you're a black guy, you must pass their language, and then at least you must face that language. In fact, not pass it. Sorry, man. So you must fail it, and then you pass the others, especially the English one, because it was our home. Since it has the school does not have our language, Xhosa language, so we must pass the English. So it was not a good experience, a good road. So yeah, I got out to, and I was 3 years there. So I started and then I decided to. I told myself, no man, there's an opportunity of the law. So I was good in history. So that's why I was interested in doing law degree. So, but that opportunity that I didn't accomplish it because I was lacking with my school, because I did not have grade 12. So yeah, it was not a good move that I was doing. So yeah, and I've done that part. So yeah, and then when I did not get it, I went to do office administration course there by West Coast College. So West Coast College was a bold move to me. In fact, it was a big move. So I did not expect to be in FNT College. You know, when you are in high school, you are expected to go to university, but you know, my mother supported me, even though I was not making a good move, but it was good for me. It was my choice. So my mother said, no, if it's your choice, then I will support you. So yeah, I've done that, and then for 3 years. The course was for 3 years, and then yeah, and I've done it. And then after that, I've done the internship course to assist the office administrator. There, when I in my primary school, Ntwasahlobo primary school, that's where I done my internship level. So it was not a easy role, but obviously they loved me there to see me back, because I was now an employee, so I was gonna work with them and assist them. So they loved me. So yeah, they welcomed me, the teachers, and but the principal was new there. So yeah, and I continued, and yeah, and I continued. Yeah. After that, I stayed up to for 2 years. I did not work for 2 years. I was struggling to find a job. So after I done a lot of work, I discovered, no man, a lot of these job opportunities demand that I must have a diploma or degree. So I decided to tell myself, no, I want to further this education of myself. So I went to study the management course at College of Cape Town at City Campus. It was this one I always wanted to study at College of Cape Town. So yeah, I grabbed the opportunity and I studied throughout those years up until in 2021. Yeah, it was a good road in the College of Cape Town. It was a good adventure, a good journey. And yeah, man, I hang up to that. I got the opportunity to do my poem as I always write poems. I always loved writing poems, but for women that I love, because I was expressing myself there. So yeah, it was a good move that I made to join the competition of the poets. So I went there, and then I got myself the certificate, and then I was involved before I went to College of Cape Town with the art theater. to showcase our theater skills for the children there by Jungle Theater. So it was, not everyone knows that experience, that in art that I have. So yeah, I've got it there by the Jungle Theater organization. So yeah, in Museumberg. So yeah, and then yeah, I've done it, and then the College of Cape Town after that supported me throughout throughout to have this book out there, and then I published the book at Makukhanye Art Room in Side B, closer by the Side B Stadium, Rugby Stadium in fact. So yeah, and then they set up the teams, they supported me, even they welcomed my people there in Kailicha. They welcome everyone. So yeah, with a good gesture, and they love my mother, because it's something rare to be supported by a parent with a big thing like you have a book, you are a singer, you are a poem, it's something rare, those things that we gotta held up to. I'm the lucky guy, I'm the lucky child, I'm the lucky, God it's so good, it's so good. If you don't believe in God, I don't know your journey will be like. So yeah, and my mother supported me, and then also yeah, and the Abahambi Arts Movement, I joined the group before I published my book. It was a good move. It was a good relationship I had there. Even now I'm in the Abahambi Arts Movement. So they were also on my book launch. My book launch in fact was on the 4th December 2021. Yeah, and then yeah, it was so nice. And then the College of Cape Town was so shocked to discover that I have this talent of writing this book. They were shocked, even a learner to have the book at this stage. Not everyone have done this, even in university. In fact, a lot of writers are older human beings, are older people who are in their level, higher level. And when they retire, they have something like this, which is we as a young people conquered before them, because we came with something new. Because if you're a writer, you just write. If you have this skill, you write. You don't have to be older, you don't have to be wealthy, you don't have to, on that higher level. You write, and then you have your book. Who knows what those things you are writing? That person out there will come to you, I'm healed, will come. You are healing a person out there. You are healing a person. So yeah, and then I want to book the book, yeah. And in fact, the book is nice. The book has that thing called self-esteem. You know, we as a young people, we lack of that something, and our parents judge ourselves, judge what we do. As I said, if you are a singer, I'm a writer. If you are a dancer, you're a dancer. So back then, our parents didn't want that to us. Even now, we must be working. So me, I have this courage, I have this, because I believe too, I was interested in this. So I saw myself, I'm a writer. I have this skill to write. So yeah, and that's what this book I'm also bringing to every parent out there, to have this book, and every child to have this book, especially the young people like me to have this book, because it's encouraging, it's motivating, it's inspiration to one another. There was some guy who came to me and he has a child. In fact, he has a 2 child. I don't know. He said to me, this book of yours, I read it, and I was touched he was like, nah, you did the right thing to write this book. You did the right thing to write it for us, and even for anyone, because we as a parent, we as uncles or whatever, we see our young kids, our children, not the way they want to be seen, but we want them to have the things that we always wanted, but because it's not like that, because we have choices. Each and every kid has choices. Each and every kid want to write, want to express themselves in a way that they want to feel good. They want to make their choices. Me, I think that is the good thing to have. That is the good thing, because you make a mistake and that's how you grow up as a young person. So that's what I'm inspired. That's what I'm bringing in this book. So yeah, and the book, yeah, and the book has those ones who are chosen, those ones who have a lower system. The book is for those young out kids, young children, young men out there. So yeah, and the parents who don't see their children's potential, you know, you must support them whatever they do, because on this story the young girl Bongiwe is treated badly because she has something of her own. She's becoming a designer. She wants to stand up for herself. She wants to be independent. She doesn't want to be depending on someone else, boyfriend or whatever. These days we depend on our boyfriends. Women depending on that. Young girls depending on that. They want money to have their hair done, to have their clothes. No. If you read this book, young person out there, you will be healed. You will know what to do with your future. You will know. I'm telling you, you will know. And each and every parent will know, no one. My child, take this step. My child, me, I will support you in what it is good for you. Not something that will backfire. Not something that you will regret in the future. So yeah, that's what I'm bringing on this book. Yeah, and also, lastly, but not leastly, I want this book to be distributed in 9 provinces. In fact, the basic education to have this book and to grant me the opportunity to present the book, and also the investors, if they want to help me to fund my book, and also the upcoming ones. I'm interested. We can have the meeting. We can meet, and then I will tell you my proposal. I will tell you everything that I have, that I bring on this one. So yeah, and the minister also out there, I want you to have my meeting with me, to have a look at this, or your spokesperson or whoever on the higher education system, especially here in Western Cape, to come and have a look what I bring for the youth out there, especially for the high school. This book, I want it to be they read it, especially the grade 10s, and then to inspire them, to give them hope in whatever they are doing. So yeah, and I want to have that opportunity. And yes, and yeah, that is what I bring on this show. That is what I bring, me as an author, and the first author that I wrote a book, Mandilakhe Pato. That's me. In fact, my clan name it's Dlomo, Usopito, Olomsino, Solba, Oyem. That is me. That is, I represent my family out there. They know myself. They know me. I thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for whoever is taking notes. Keep writing. I'm giving you tips. And also, my book is also on the bookshop of the one called Clark's Bookshop, 199 Long Street. It is also there in Cape Town here. The National Library will have the book by, I think, maybe soon now. So yeah, and my book, you can find it to me. It's 200 a copy, and my details I'll distribute. And I'm also on the social media, Mandilakhe Pato Facebook, and my Facebook page. You will follow it, Mandilakhe Author there, and also on this YouTube page, it's Mandilakhe Pato, the author. So yeah, and my cell phone numbers is 078 33 948 11. I will repeat once again. It's 078 33 948 11. And also my email address is patomandilakhe@gmail.com. Yeah, for bookings. That was also for having the meeting. All they want to support me to fight my journey on this one, and also the upcoming books. You can send me the email there. We'll take it from there. And yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Yeah.